welcome to the town meeting of August 5th, 6 p.m. Can we do the roll call, please?
Yeah. Commissioner Herbert, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes. Commissioner DeHasa,
Present.
Vice Mayor Magruder,
Here. Commissioner
Bessler,
Here.
and Mayor Cos.
Here. Okay, can we stand for the pledge? Okay, can we please start with just a moment of silence for El Paso and Dayton? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we had a budget, just a quick update for those of you who weren't here. We had a budget meeting this afternoon. We have put together a successful budget. We will not be raising taxes. And it took a lot of hard work and there was a lot of citizen input. So we appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, additions, deletions, modification, and approval of agenda. We have a motion?
I'll move that we approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, let's do announcements. Tracy?
The next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be held on August 12th at 8 a.m. at Town Hall. The next regular Town Commission meeting will be held on September 9th at 6 p.m. at Town Hall and will include the first public hearing on the budget for FY20. The next Septic to Sewer Citizens Advisory Committee meeting will be held on August 8th at 9 a.m. at Town Hall. Town Hall will be closed on Monday, September 2nd, in observance of Labor Day. The town has launched a new alert system through Civic Plus. Residents who wish to sign up to receive town notifications should sign up at on the town's website or call Town Hall for assistance. Next on the agenda is public comment. The mayor will invite the public to speak to the commission on any item that is not printed on the agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items may be made later in the meeting when the items are taken up. There is a 3-minute individual limit for public comments that will be timed by the clerk. Public comment is not meant to be a question and answer period, and there will be no dialogue. Anyone wishing to speak during public comment, please come up to the podium, print your name and address on the sheet provided, and state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Public comment? Are you guys just waving?
Randy Allen.
Yes.
Nothing I hate worse than talking in front of a bunch of people. My name's Randy Allen. I live at 18 Adams Road, Ocean Ridge. And just recently, in the last few weeks, the Capri apartments or condos, whatever they are, co-op, they initiated a parking lot procedure. They tore up the asphalt and the grass and they laid down pavers. And they dug a swale. They came in and basically kind of cut down my sea grape hedge, which most of it, which I didn't mind. I gave them the okay to do that. But I was watching the company that was laying the pavers, and I had a lot of concern about it because they were all angled towards the swale. And I came down and left a message for Lisa Burns, and I never heard back from her. I did speak to Wayne one time about this concern, and exactly my fear when they finished it has been realized. Their water all flows down to the swale, and it overflows onto my property. Fortunately, it hasn't rained that hard, but I have a lot of concern about flooding. I was in the flood zone before they redid the drainage system. I actually had 18 inches of water inside my apartments twice. So flooding's a very real concern, and I don't believe they have any contingency on maintaining the swale. A lot of the sand that they use to put the pavers in has already entered the swale. I actually dug a little trench in front of my property so that the water from the swale would drain onto the road. And if you were over there right now, you would see that their paver lot is high and dry, and there's a small river running across my parking lot. There's 2 areas that it's already breached onto my property, and it's a major concern to me. I think that's...
Wayne, can you get together with Randy?
Yeah. We've got a schedule for tomorrow, meeting the contractor regarding this. I'm already aware of the issue, and I was out there today. So the contractor hasn't finished cleaning up the construction site. There's still debris on there. He has to have that removed and then sod to be put on in the swale area. But I'll be more than happy to stop out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
that'd be
sounds like
great.
a
That'd
great
be great,
issue.
Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, I thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'd like to, I'm Richard Carey, 39 Spanish River Drive. I'd like to speak to the proposal to have body cameras that is before us. And I think one of the wonderful things about Ocean Ridge is the relationship that most of the residents have with their police department. It's one of the things I liked most when I came here. The officers wave to you when you go by. Many of them know you by name. They stop to offer a biscuit for your dog. Just here leaving, one of the officers was leaving in his gym clothes that he had been working out, and rolled down my window and shook my hand. And that relationship, I believe, is going to be jeopardized by body cameras. You know, sometimes I sit and chit-chat with or stop and chit-chat with officers, ask them how their home life is, learn a little bit about them personally. I just don't see that continuing with body cameras on the officers. I just think it's going to be a different relationship. And it's one that, you know, we're very fortunate. We don't have the Sheriff's Department patrolling here, and we have a very unique and special town in so many ways. And I think that, you know, thanks to our chief, thanks to the good hirings that he's done, we have those kind of relationships here, and it's part of what makes our town. And I'm concerned that we're going to lose that with body cameras.
Just one note on that. I agree with everything you said, but I'm in the minority on the commission here. At the budget meeting, the money was allocated for the body cameras, but it's got an asterisk on it. We have to know how they turn on and off in different parameters, which the chief is going to present. But perhaps it would be worth moving this whole body cam issue to the next public regular meeting when there'd be more people in attendance.
Yeah,
to get the
I think if
citizen-
people knew it was on the agenda, because it was out of the budget and then added back in the budget today, and I'm glad I heard on the way in that it was back in the budget, or I wouldn't be bringing this up. So, thank you.
Rick, we have a public hearing on the budget on the 9th, and you can voice your concerns at that meeting.
That'd be good. You know, I think it's
It's the
this is the
regular,
forum that
yeah.
most people can come to.
it's the regular town commission meeting. The
But
budget
it'll be
hearing
at
is
what-
within.
will it be at
same
6
thing.
p.m.?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Because the 6 p.m. meetings are much better, so if you
Yeah,
can,
the public hearing on the budget is within the regular town commission meeting
and that'll be on
on the 9th at 6 p.m.
the 9th of September.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be out of town, but possibly some others could speak up. Thank you.
Hi, Carey, Doyle, Wait, 5500 Old Ocean Boulevard. Just following up on some previous concerns with a garbage pickup with Fayette Drive and Ocean Manor, our complex. The board and the residents have been working diligently to make sure that we are only using one garbage can and one each of the recycle bins. And about a month ago, we had 12 people in residence, which is high for this time of year, and we didn't fill up either. We're also in close contact with Republic to make sure that they're not using any special truck, which has been confirmed. Just wanted to let it be known that we're staying on top of it, so, thanks.
Tracy, is there a meeting you're having tomorrow, or let's talk with Republic about that situation?
I talked to them today, I'll call them again tomorrow.
Public, any other public comment? Okay, approval of consent agenda. Tracy?
Yes, on the consent agenda, you have the adoption of the minutes of the special town commission meeting of July 1st, the adoption of the minutes of the regular town commission meeting of July 1st, adoption of the minutes of the special town commission meeting of July 15th, the adoption of the third amendment to the legal services contract, the adoption of the second amendment to the engineering services contract, the adoption of the first amendment to the urban design Kilday Studios contract, and resolution number 2019-11, adopting a statewide mutual aid agreement.
Do we have a motion of approval of the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Unanimous. Okay, regular agenda items. Tracy, agenda item number 2.
Sure. At the July 1st, 2019 budget meeting, the town commission voted to budget for me to continue as town manager. The next step in the process is for the town attorney to negotiate a contract with me, and the contract will be presented to the commission for discussion and adoption at the September 9th meeting with an effective date of October 1st.
Brian, is there anything particular we need to know here?
I don't think so. You all have already set what the salary is going to be, so there's not a lot of other terms in there to discuss. I think after I meet with Tracy, what I may do is, kind of go back to you all individually to see if there's, there's only certain terms that would be, that are really negotiable. Otherwise, the rest of the stuff is more or less boilerplate. So I may just come back to you all and see if you all are okay with that, and then it'll appear at the next on the next agenda. So,
Thank you. Any public comment? Tracy's done a very good job for us, so we're very happy about this. Okay, so commission comments? Motion?
We might get a world's record short meeting.
All right. What do we vote to approve, the town manager?
well, no, the motion would just be to, I guess, basically direct the town attorney
To negotiate.
to negotiate with the town manager and bring a contract back at your next, I guess it would be the September
September
9th meeting.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, agenda item number 3, update job descriptions for town clerk and treasurer. And
Okay,
again,
another
this is
quick one, yeah.
Tracy.
Since the town commission voted to keep me as town manager, we are planning and reorganizing the town clerk's office staff. And I'm recommending that the town clerk, treasurer, human resources administrator position be split as follows, based on the talents of our current employees. We will have a town clerk and deputy treasurer, and a treasurer, human resources administrator. Splitting the positions in this fashion will maximize the efficiency of the departments and ensure that all the duties of the town clerk's office and finance department are covered during the occurrences of vacation, illnesses, and et cetera. And I had conversations with commissioners one-on-one. We had a couple of edits to the treasurer, human resources administrator position, and that was handed out to you prior to the meeting. Those changes are in red for your review.
Okay, any public comment? It's more of an administrative situation. Okay, commissioner comments? I have one on specific duties and responsibilities as deputy treasurer, which I don't know if it's it's in the second sheet, but this would be on page, specific duties, responsibilities as deputy treasurer, and then you flip to the second page, the third paragraph after you get through the deletions. Minimum training and experience for this position. Everybody find that? It's right in the middle of the page. So I just want to make sure, I'm not necessarily a fan of this, but I'd like to discuss it. It says in order for this, to have this position, you've got to graduate from high school, be supplemented by an associate's degree or higher in business administration and/or accounting or related field, and a minimum of 2 years of related work experience in municipal government. I realize there's slight different bookkeeping between private sector and government, but I would think if a great candidate walks in the door and they didn't have the 2 years of municipal experience, we'd still be interested in it.
But remember, it's also the town clerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that the municipal experience relates more to the town clerk than it might.
Right, but my point is, do we want to definitely limit our, in other words, we're gonna have job applications, right? Let's say we have job applications. Do we want to set that parameter on it?
For this position? Because we're talking municipal experience, correct?
Correct.
This is wouldn't you think? I would imagine that the experience would be pretty important to jump into that. It's not an assistant to the assistant.
For a town
that gets
clerk's
to learn.
position, yes.
Right.
Town clerk.
We're not looking to hire somebody for
Right.
that position right now. We've got Gene Hallahan.
Right.
Will
Yeah.
fill this position.
Future-wise.
But this is going into the
No,
records.
this
Oh, this is
not
going
Carla.
into the job description.
Right.
Right.
It would be
exactly.
Carla. Mhm.
Just everyone's comfortable with it. I'm not
I-
saying
yeah,
I'm against
yeah,
it,
no,
I'm
I'm-
just bringing
I
it
am.
up. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Anybody have any other comments? Okay,
Covers it all.
yeah. Anybody want to make a motion to adopt the updated job descriptions for town clerk and town treasurer?
I move that we adopt the treasurer and human resources administrator position as given to us this evening by Tracy, with the two additions that have been added in red and made.
Yeah.
As well as the town clerk.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we got it right here.
And I think there were 3 additions to the treasurer, 3 reds, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I move to adopt the updated job description of the town clerk and deputy treasurer and treasurer of, and human resources administrator. There you go.
Perfect.
That
I'll
makes it
second.
better.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous. Okay, Harbour Island Beautification. Again, this is Tracy.
Yes, as you may recall, the previous town manager brought plans to the commission last year to beautify the Harbor Drive Island. However, the costs were prohibitive due to the curbing and irrigation replacements, and the commission rejected the plans. Recently, the town's contractor extensively trimmed the hedges on the island in order for them to remain healthy, as they were dead in the middle section, and it's no longer aesthetically pleasing. As a next step, we should look at the recommendations that were submitted by Jerry Lauer to beautify the island at a cheaper cost than what was originally submitted and rejected by the town commission. I've attached those recommendations for your review, and there are beautification funds in the current budget that we can tap into for this project, and we don't expect that it will exceed $5,000, and it really should come in lower than that. And we do have Jerry here in the audience, and
Love
I'd
to
like
hear
to
from you, Jerry.
have him come up and speak.
Thank you. Jerry Lauer, 2 Harbour Drive. The median in Harbour Drive is in a wind tunnel, and it enjoys some salt spray, like the rest of us here in Ocean Ridge. And the median is, at times, looks like it needs a facelift or a good haircut. Just like me, I need a good haircut once in a while. There are some trees in this median that are substantial. They're in the right location. The cabbage palms are, there's been a variety of opinions. At one point, we had neighbors who wanted to bulldoze out the median and start all over, and the price was going to be over the top. And part of the problem is some of the plants that were being recommended are not salt tolerant. And we're learning our lessons, and we just have to deal with what's here. Can you go to the next slide? I'm actually looking for the one from Town Hall.
From Town Hall?
Yeah.
There's a picture of
Oh,
Town Hall.
you've got more.
Right
This
there.
one.
There you go.
The one thing that's really interesting is in this community, the Garden Club has beautified another portion of the community that is also in a wind tunnel and also gets hit with salt spray. A few years ago, the Garden Club teamed up with the community and with a couple of very competent landscape companies, and they came up with a really good palette of plants that make sense in this environment. The same cabbage palms, only trimmed more frequently. The Yupon holly that was the trouble in the Harbour Drive median was at times this high, but it was so wind blasted that the middles were dead. Those have since been trimmed down to about the shape of the little bubbly ones that you see in the picture. They're making a comeback, but the thing that works well with this median is the mixture of kinds of plants. There are Simpson stoppers in there. There are necklace pot. Those are all plants that belong here and further towards the ocean, so they make sense. A simple process in the median on Harbour Drive would be to remove the plants that aren't succeeding, give the ones that are there a nice trimming, and then just get things back to normal. I'd be more than happy to help Tracy in consultation with some of the others, and I agree. I'm convinced that this can be done at a lot less than was originally budgeted, and considering the financial challenges of this year, I think we could move forward.
Appreciate it. Just so everyone knows what Jerry's referring to, originally, we got quotes up around, was it $60,000, $50,000? It was crazy.
In the right location that doesn't have as much salt spray and as much wind activity, some of those plants would thrive. I helped do a median restoration there 30 years ago, and a couple plants that I really like just died from the salt and the wind, and they were the wrong choice. I think we've got enough experience now locally to pick the right plants, and I think it'll be successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any public comment on the Harbour Drive median? Commissioner comments?
Well, I think with the right landscaper who knows not just salt tolerance, but wind tolerance, that's a very small group that's going to last there, so you'll have a smaller group to pick from. It should be easy.
We'll leave it to you.
And I would just encourage you, Jerry, to work with Tracy and CWA to make sure that when they do go out and trim, they're doing the right type of trimming.
Right.
That's a good point, actually. But there's nothing there that they shouldn't be able to handle eventually.
Right. Yeah. It's all pretty simple with salt tolerance.
Yeah.
Grasses, et cetera.
They're doing the maintenance here at Town Hall, and they've proven that they can do it.
Yep.
Just need to do that
Gotcha.
across the board around.
Okay, any more discussion of spending $5,000 on Harbour? Do I hear a motion?
I'll move to authorize the acting town manager to proceed with beautification of Harbour Drive Island at a cost not to exceed $5,000.
A second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, number 5, appoint a member and an alternate member to serve on the Issues Forum of the Palm Beach County Intergovernmental Coordination Program. Tracy?
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Palm Beach County Intergovernmental Program, they're asking us to appoint a member and an alternate member to the Issues Forum. As indicated in the memo from her, the forum members will meet quarterly, and the first meeting date has been tentatively set for August 29th. This is an intergovernmental program that we have been a part of for many, many years, but the Issues Forum part of it died a long time ago, and they're trying to revive it. They would like elected officials to serve.
Any public comment?
Commission comment? Somebody want to volunteer for this?
I was gonna volunteer Don and Christine.
I volunteer.
There you go.
I was like, I have
You could be alternate.
Yeah, how about that?
Want to trade off?
Thank you, I'm involved in government enough. I'll
Okay.
pass on this one if you don't mind.
I would be happy to be member. Yeah.
Right, so all we need is an
alternate.
Dawn? She's gonna
He-
go to them all.
He just said no.
But we could talk
Well,
him
I'll
into it.
alternate, but I
There you
can't
go.
do
Okay.
August 29th. I just can't come
Or
back
member will.
another time during the summer.
I may or may not be
Fly
able to do August 29th also, but that wouldn't stop me from doing it. So,
Right.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, I'll alternate then.
okay.
Okay, so we need a motion with the names in the motion?
Okay, I'll move to appoint Christine DeHassa as member, and who we say, Phil owned up there?
Yes.
Bill Bessler as alternate member to the Issues Forum of Palm Beach County Intergovernmental Coordination Program.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Okay, requests by Raider Rooter for permit fee reduction.
Hello. Thank you for seeing us tonight. My name is Anton Bloom. This is my partner, Mike Lerman. We own Raider Rooter. Raider Rooter has been doing business in Ocean Ridge for over 30 years. And we were recently fined. I think the fine was about $1,200. We're usually governed by the health department, and we did a health department permit. There must have been some type of oversight that we didn't have a permit for Ocean Ridge. And obviously, we're sorry about that, but we just think the fine we think is excessive, and it really just hurts us in business. So we were wondering if we could throw ourselves at the mercy of the court and hope that you can have a little leniency with the fine that we've been given. There was no warning or anything like that, and you know, we're happy to pay the permit fee, which we pay permit fees all the time. So we would just like some type of leniency in this case.
Thank you. Public, we'll go to the public, then we'll go to us, and then we'll drag you
And
back.
I believe it's the first offense. I don't think we've gotten fined by Ocean Ridge in
No,
the
you
past.
haven't. Amazing, yeah.
Okay. I think that's it. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah. Any public comment? Commission comment? I actually have something to say on this. So I was all set to levy the $1,200 fine, because, you know, I'm reading this and I'm saying, well, this is impossible. Because there's a line in the Raider Rooter letter where they're asking for the appeal that says, we were not aware that we needed a permit from Ocean Ridge, and this is a permit to replace, to put in an entire new system. So how can you not be aware that you need a permit? Right, it seems inconceivable. So I asked Wayne to go to his archives. He went to his archives, and they've done work in Ocean Ridge since, I don't know about since day one, but as far back as we could go. And they never get a permit because they never knew they had to get one. So,
For a new system.
for a new system. And today, now that they know they need a permit, they just wrote a check to us for $1,600 for 4 permits today. So, it's one of those strange situations where I don't think they should be penalized. You know, who knew? Right?
Wait a second, though. Let me get this straight, though.
Yeah.
They've gotten permits from us all the time when they repair something and they do something else, but when they do a big job, they don't get a permit?
They've never
from
done a
us?
permit because they go through the health department.
No, wait a second, they've never done a permit. I thought when I read this stuff, they did get permits from Ocean Ridge.
They've been getting permits for repair jobs. They've not gotten permits for new jobs. I don't know why they believe that they didn't need a permit when you're talking about a job that looks like this. And you can see all of the dirt and in the roadway, and they never got a permit from us for doing that. Their own invoice and their own contract says that they're gonna provide state and city permits. So by their own documents, they know they need a health department, which is a state, and the city permits, which is a jurisdiction. I can't explain why they never came in for the permit, but they're getting permits now. They are getting permits now, so I'm thankful for that.
But now, when you said they haven't done it in the past, and these 4 permits, were they for all the past over the 30
No,
years?
no, this is just new jobs. So
Right,
what
but is this
happens?
their only new job they've ever done?
No, they've been
permit.
doing jobs, but they've been getting away with not getting a permit.
Right, so they haven't paid for all these years, right?
Correct.
So if we went back all 30 years and said, okay, how many new jobs you had at $400, do they owe us more money than the $1,200 we're penalizing them?
You're onto something right there.
More than likely,
Yes, sir?
What do you want? What do you want? Do you want us to go back 30 years and pay all the permits, or you want the $1,200 bucks?
Company over a few years ago.
They were just following suit.
By the way, Phil, I'm always like, yes, the permit fine should be applied, but if I was doing business in this town and never getting a permit to do a certain task, and then suddenly I get a $1,200 fine for coming into town and doing a task, I think we should maybe consider some leniency.
Well, think about this, though. What if you had a house, right, and you're repairing your house and you get a permit to repair the house? But now you're building a house,
Yeah.
and you don't need, and you think
I
in your own
totally
head you
get
don't
it,
need a
but
permit?
they've done it numerous, well, at least for the last 3 years.
2 wrongs don't make a right, and the fact that it's actually in their contract, so somebody at the corporate level knows that you should be getting permits. I think that,
But they bought the company 3 years ago.
And just to add, is the old owner worked for us and handled all of that for several years.
And we did have health department permits for every job.
I understand that.
The repair ones as well?
Sure, yes.
I think you guys are being harsh, but
It's not a huge amount, and from here on out, they will get a permit.
oh, they just got
I always remember what Betty says. If it touches your pocketbook, your head engages.
They just took out 4 permits.
I get it.
Okay.
That's a
does-
tough one.
What do we want to do here?
Right? That's a tough one. Okay.
You can,
I
we
can-
don't have to charge the full fee of
This is
zero.
what I'm going to get at, okay? I personally, going off the books, there's some little ding-ding that should have gone off when you were getting the health department permit. Didn't, but I get that throwing yourself on the mercy of the court, so to speak, and like you said, maybe there's something we can come down and compromise. What do you think, Wade? I know this is your way of doing work anyways, you're so good at that. So,
Half is fine.
Half?
so you don't have a problem with that.
Half is
How about half?
fine. Meet you halfway.
I go with half.
Anybody else going with that?
Yeah.
Don, I didn't hear anything from you. What do you think?
Okay, does somebody want to, would you like to appeal further?
No,
No.
we're happy with that.
If you were, we'd go up.
Very happy.
Okay, so do we have a motion on reducing, well, actually, what are we gonna do? We
Yeah, where's
reduce
our-
the
It would be a
penalty, right?
motion to impose a penalty fee of $600 on top of the permit fee that was charged. So the penalty fee would be $600.
Do I hear so moved?
So moved.
That's right.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Was that unanimous?
I think so.
Unanimous. Okay, thank you. Okay, Tracy.
This is going to be short and sweet. The first Septic to Sewer Citizens Advisory Committee meeting was held on July 15th, and it was very well attended by the public. The town is extremely fortunate to have the caliber of committee members that it does, and I'm confident that the recommendations they'll make to the commission will be made only after thorough investigation and thought. I want to personally thank any members that are sitting in our audience now. They've done a lot of work already on the committee and will continue to do more. The next committee meeting will be held on August 8th at 9 a.m. and hopefully the public will attend. Second item is a couple of coconut trees were removed on Old Ocean in the right-of-way near Colonial Ridge due to lethal yellowing or bronzing. Public Works is working with our contractor to hopefully save some of the other trees from lethal yellowing, but some trees may already be too far gone and in need of removal. We will let you know more as soon as our assessment is completed
Which
on
side
that.
of Colonial Ridge? South, north, east, west?
It was near Old Ocean, on the Old Ocean, yep.
In the dunes?
No.
No.
Does anybody have any yellowing, bronzing going on in their trees? No.
Do we have any kind of contract for injection?
Yes, we do, with King Tree.
And we had it even though and these guys got it
Yes.
anyway.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know they
If it
can, but,
spreads.
yeah.
The
Well, once,
injection
because
won't
we
help
saw a
the,
couple, right, that
Yeah,
we took out already.
exactly.
We saw them and that was the concern, it was gonna jump from,
Right, so now they're assessing
It
the
did.
town to see
Okay.
what we have.
The injections that we use for the lethal yellowing is not effective for the bronzing.
Right, so they're looking into that as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
okay.
By the way, if they use the same instrument to cut a bronzing tree, and then go to the next tree without cleaning it, can it infect the second tree?
No?
You cannot?
According to, I read a very extensive article in the Coastal Star, and they do their homework, so.
Do you know the answer? The answer's no?
The answer's no.
Okay,
That's good to know.
yeah.
According to the state experts, it's no.
Good.
Okay. The town recently held an informational session and ice cream social introducing our new Civic Ready Citizen Alert System. Staff has been working with several residents over the past couple of weeks to make sure they are able to sign up properly. Any resident who is having trouble registering is encouraged to notify us at Town Hall so we can help you through the process. And that is all.
I would highly recommend everyone sign up for Civic Plus. It was simple to sign up for, and it's gonna be great during storms. Okay, town attorney?
No report.
Okay, police chief?
Attached is the June monthly report. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. If you're looking at the yellow highlighted areas, those issues have been addressed by the fire chief. As far as responses, I'm satisfied with his response. The largest response time was 11 minutes. It was a response to an employee here who asked them to come and assist them, and demanded that they not come with lights and siren, and they did as it was asked. I want to thank everybody for attending the ice cream social and supporting the town for Civic Ready. As you all know, it was a wonderful event that was arranged by Officer Doyle. I anticipate that you will find, as we go to the next season, there will be much more of these type of events. She is already planning some things for the early season and for high season for you. I need to thank everybody for the tremendous support that came from the community for the school supply drive. My agenda item says we will deliver them. They were delivered this morning at 10 o'clock. In addition to what you see in the picture, there were 150 backpacks donated to us and another about 5 or 6 boxes of supplies before we could load the car. The Guardian Ad Litem program was extremely thankful. They've run several events with their clients and have unfortunately missed 2 of their group homes for some reason. And so these particular items will be used to fill that gap and any gap that they find as they go forward because school starts next week. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Yes, I just want to, I don't know how many people are aware of this. We, the chief, put a proposal in front of the Briny Breeze Commission on Thursday. We were up against Boynton. Boynton did an extremely long presentation. The chief's presentation was based on community policing. Boynton realized they were getting in trouble here, and they started literally throwing in free cars into their deal that could be used down in Briny Breezes. And the chief did a fabulous presentation, and we got the contract, so I just wanted to publicly congratulate the police chief for getting the Briny contract. Wayne.
The report's in the binder. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer.
I just saw, is this a record, 73, or have you beat that record?
We're climbing. Yeah, permits are up, and we're climbing. So, yeah, we're anticipating just for July. This is the June numbers. The July numbers are going to be closer to, they're closer to 90.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then inspections are going to be a lot more to that with that too, with the larger construction sites.
Okay. This could be a record-breaking short meeting. Jeff Hughes was 46 minutes, I believe.
Did you break his record?
We're going to break it. Go to 39. Anything else? Meeting adjourned.
Wait, you
Well,
have one more thing on the agenda.
Oh,
It's yours.
I have to do this fast.
Oh, this is you.
So,
Are
I
you
was
gonna sing?
spending a lot of time
Sing?
at West Palm Beach. Meeting's reopened. I was spending a lot of time at West Palm Beach, and they have a program called Saving Lives. And this comes about because I know there's been some pressure to get EMT equipment into the police cars. So Saving Lives is a program that teaches residents how to keep their family and friends alive until the fire rescue can actually get here. And it's a very simple training program of how to do, it's not CPR, it's called 100 beats in a minute. And our chief has graciously agreed to do this, and he's already got Boynton on board to come in and train. It'll probably be closer to November when there's more people in town. And as an added bonus, there's also something called Stop the Bleed, which doesn't apply as much to Ocean Ridge, which is how to stop bleeding until professional help can arrive. So the police chief is setting both of those up. I just wanted everyone to be aware of that, because while we can't have our own EMT service, we can't buy all the equipment necessary to put in the police cars, we can at least do this where the citizens can be responsible and learn how to keep someone alive. Anything to add, Chief?
We look forward to it. We're gonna try and do 2 sessions, probably one early and one late in the season. Get as many people as we can that are interested. It's about a 3.5-hour program. I've already met with the fire chief. They are more than happy to come over and present the information and go through the process as part of our partnership.
Okay, meeting adjourned at 6:41.
How'd we do?
Now I get